Hey, Ahmed, this is Grant. Messaged you on Facebook about possibly, just kind of showing you what we can do for your SEO for your company. So, just going to go through and kind of compare you to one of the biggest competitors in the Atlanta area, show you kind of why they're doing what they're doing and why you're doing what you're doing and how we can fix that and go after, what the competitor's doing. So, in hopes to grow your business. So, if you look at the screen that I have up, obviously this is your website here. Just kind of looking through it. It's actually really nice looking website. But it's missing a lot of things that Google wants to see. Obviously, at this point, not only are we trying to please the consumer, but we're also having to feed the beast, which is Google. So there's a lot of things that we have to do in order to do that. One of the big things is content, and so the average is probably 1,000 to 15 words per page that Google wants to see. That's kind of the sweet spot. And within that, there's certain words that we have to use in order to rank for the keywords that you want to rank for. So Locksmith Atlanta, for an example. This new algorithm that just came out about 4 or 5 days ago, Google completely changed their algorithm. So it used to be the days where just within your content, you would have in there somewhere Locksmith Atlanta, Georgia, and it would show Google like, all right, look, this is what I want to rank for, and you would. But nowadays, it's not that. There's a lot of things it has called natural language, and it's a weird algorithm that Google does. But we figured that out, so that's something we would do for your web page. We'd probably go through and change a lot of the content, keep the complete design, go through and change a lot of the content out to make sure we're feeding that beast, and Google's getting what they want or what they're wanting to show. These are the keywords that you want to rank for. And so just kind of look at what the competitors doing. We see they don't have a ton of content on here, but they do have a decent amount. And so that's probably what's that's what's helping them. A lot of what's helping them, anyways, rank to where they're at. And just to give you an idea how I found them, it was just as easy as typing in one of the top keywords here, Locksmith Atlanta GA, and they're the #1 organic ranking site. So that's why we're using them. So content is, once again, like I said, huge. So that would be the first piece that I would go after. The second thing I would go after is something called backlinks, which has to do with the power that you get on your website, which is in turn it pushes you to pushes you to the top of the search engines. The way you get power is through these things right here, referring domains and backlinks. And so the way you get backlinks is by getting your URL here. So in this case, allkeysatlanta.com, listed on other like websites that are very powerful and trusted within Google. So just to give you an example, if we could get your URL right here posted on these people's website, maybe they mentioned you down here or whatever it may be, it's going to pass on a lot of their trust and credibility and power to your website, which in turn is going to start growing these numbers here. That DR is all about power. The higher that number is, the better. And we grow that number by getting these backlinks. So the way that me and my team go after these is we do a direct competitor analysis. We see where they're at and we go get them. They're not always easy. You can't just go out there and get them a lot of the times. Sometimes you got to pay people, bribe people. You got to do what you got to do to get them. But success leaves clues, and Google is showing us that with these backlinks right here, that they are willing. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one here. Go off theirs real fast. So with these backlinks right here, that they're willing to rank you #1 in the system. So we go through and we look at all these, Mr. Rooter Atlanta. We go do what we have to do to be able to get on those sites. And if for whatever reason we can't get on those sites, we have a lot of our own sites and other things that we can use to find websites that are more powerful than these that we can replace them with, if that makes sense. So that's kind of how we'd go about raising that power, and that's one of the huge things. But if we look at actual metrics here, we see you have a 21, which is that's more of your trust, and this is more of your power. So you have a 21 and a 0. So 0 means there's really nothing has been done, except maybe some citations, some directories, and stuff like that. But then we look at the keywords that you actually rank for. So you rank for 17 keywords, and then out of those 17, you're bringing 8 people to your site every month. And so let's look what you rank for. You rank, obviously, for your own name, All Keys Locksmith in Atlanta. You see that's probably a big one here. There's 200 people every single month that search this. And out of those 200 people, you're getting 0 people to your website because you're ranked on the 8th page of Google. So the only thing you rank for on the first page is your name. So that's what we'd have to do is start going after a lot of these here and getting you ranked on the first page for these so we can start generating some traffic. So now let's go over and look at your competitors. All right, so we see they got a 40 and a 38, so they have a lot of power. We can see that because he has 239 referring domains and 15.6 thousand backlinks. And then when we looked at yours, you had 23 and 252. So you see there's a big difference there. There's just a lot of work that needs to be done in order to get you to compete with these. But obviously the reward is there because you see they get over 8,000 people a month visiting their website. So you can imagine they're probably a pretty large company, I'd imagine. I'm sure you know who they are. But, you know, that could be you. I don't know how much you want to expand or if you're willing to grow and hire more to be able to do this, but we could definitely get you there if that's what your goal is. But let's take a look at some of their keywords. So this is one of their big ones. You see auto locksmith near me. There's 10,000 people a month that search it. They're in the #1 position. And you can see they're getting almost 4,000 people a month just off that keyword alone. And that would actually be a very easy one to rank for. And so that's definitely something we'd target. That'd be probably the first thing that we target. But then we'd go through here and we'd tear theirs apart line by line and figure out, you know, which of these have volume and which of them should we go after to be able to start driving more traffic to your website. So once we do that and we get the traffic drove up there, then we start looking at the psychology piece of your actual website for the conversions, you know, to get people to click, to get people to call. You know, what's that content look like to make people want to call you instead of everybody else? So now we have the eyes on it, and now we have the psychology piece playing into it, and it's going to start generating phone calls. You know, most of people that I've worked with in the locksmith community, I mean, we're generating, I mean, probably the least I've seen is 500 calls a month, and I've seen it all the way up to about 2,000 a month. So especially in Atlanta, I would probably put that on the upper side. You know, that it's going to be every bit of that. So if that's what you're after and that's your goal, man, I would love to sit down with you and actually do kind of a proposal, lay it out exactly how, you know, what our approach would look like, what keywords we'd rank for each page, and it lays it all out for you so you can actually see exactly what it is that we're going to do and what keywords we're going to rank for. One of the other big pieces that we hit on is the Google My Business listing, which is this area right here. And so I just use this term for the time being, which you're up there for that. So that's actually awesome. You're probably getting a lot of phone calls, a lot of traffic from that. But our goal would be to get you up here in this area for every single one of the keywords. So when people type in that auto repair near me or locksmith near me, whatever it was, you know, you're popping up for that. If they type locksmith in Atlanta, you know, you pop up for that. Locksmith in Atlanta, GA, you pop up for that. So between getting you ranked, you know, up here and up here, you would dominate the market, and you would own the Atlanta market when it comes to locksmith. You'd definitely get the first call, and it would just be up to you to, you know, be able to try to keep up with it. So if it's something you're interested in, man, like I said, I'd love to have a phone call with you, sit down, learn what we could actually do for your business. We don't do contracts, we don't do anything like that. You know, we either prove our value or you fire us. It's as simple as that. We treat your business as it's our own. We put all the time and effort into it, like I said, just like it's ours. So if you don't make money, we don't make money. So if you're interested, give me a call. My name was Grant, and my phone number is 706-233-3557. Once again, 706-233-3557. Thanks.